Hey guys, Brian back with you at Strong Tower, and maybe you got our video about neuro wellness checkups. And so one key point that I missed, and I just wanted to shoot you another video really quick to re-invite you to schedule a neuro wellness checkup. It's about an hour session. And in that hour, we're going to cover some functional neurologic testing. So again, we're not diagnosing or treating anything, but we are looking at functional differences right to left side, some key performance indicators. So part of that is we're checking out the cerebellum, which is in control of accuracy, balance, coordination. So super vital for movement and healthy brain function. It's also a highly metabolic area, so when we do cerebellar testing, we're actually stimulating and spurring your metabolism and burning through some fuel together, just like a high-performance vehicle would take off at a green light and burn through some fuel. So if you want to get the most out of fitness and you want to get the most out of your exercise sessions and the rest of the body, it's really important that we pay attention to this thing because it sort of runs everything, right? It affects metabolism, it affects immunity, it affects our gut function, a whole lot of important things that are driven by the brain. So heart rate, blood pressure, all those things. And so we do look at like oxygen saturation, blood pressure right to left, and who knew there could be a difference, right? But it's brainstem controlled. That's a key regulator of your blood pressure, so your vestibular system plays into that because it fires right into the brainstem. So part of what I missed and what I wanted to explain is that we're going to also do some cranial nerve assessment. And why do the cranial nerves matter? Well, one of them carries vestibular input to the brain, and so vestibulosympathetic reflexes, those can actually impact on blood pressure. I've seen people drop 10, 20, even 30 points on their blood pressure just by spinning in a chair a few times, based on, again, assessment and expert coach's eye and knowing which side do we maybe want to give you some stimulus on, and then, oh my goodness, 2 minutes later, your blood pressure has dropped, didn't give you a pill, didn't give you anything other than some vestibular stimulus. So it's amazing when we start to understand the complexity of the human nervous system, just how amazing it is and how it was meant to function at a high level. And so a neuro wellness checkup is just going to help you optimize your health and wellness, avoid an accumulation of small negative changes over time, and actually make them positive changes. So really exciting stuff. As you can tell, I'm geeked about it. So cranial nerves, where do they insert? Why are they important? Maybe you can see, I'm showing you the wrong side of the brain. All right, so let's go to the left brainstem. Maybe you can see down here those numbers. So the Roman numerals indicate where the cranial nerves insert into the brainstem. And what is the brainstem in charge of? Actually survival, like keeping a lot of key stuff functioning, and also fueling the brainstem is going to actually improve kind of the posterior, the cerebellar aspect, and we're going to fuel from the bottom up and back to front in the brain. So if we get this stuff running really well and we have enough fuel in the system, we're going to start to create a ripple effect into the rest of the brain, hopefully. So again, cranial nerves, they insert directly into the brain. So why are they important? Why does it matter if I can like raise one eyebrow more than the other? If I push my tongue out, it deviates to one side. Well, because that shows us something about your muscle tone, the tension, and the function of that cranial nerve, and the function of your brainstem right to left. So again, we're not diagnosing stuff, but what we are looking at is some under the radar key things that impact your midline stability. They impact definitely gym performance, and they might impact a lot of other areas of life too as far as your overall performance. So just wanted to cover the cranial nerve stuff. If you have any other questions about it, please comment below. Please schedule a neuro wellness checkup. Going through, just finished the first run through online of the structure course, which is Z Health's basically their neuro class. So we're assessing all the stuff that we talked about, cranial nerves, vestibular, vision, and some range of motion, some sort of more gym-based things as well. And we want to do things in that neuro wellness checkup that are important to you. So maybe you want to get better at a toe touch, or it's rotation, or maybe you want to be able to pick something up off the floor more functionally or without pain, and we want to work on some pain modulation in that session. All of those things are fair game to work on. And what we find is that when we start to, again, create a positive shift functionally right or left to right, we're going to see positive changes in other areas. We also know that areas that fire together, wire together in the brain. So having an understanding of what's next to an area that might not be as awesome as it could be is really key, because we can use cranial nerve 12 to impact on cranial nerve 11, for example. Or maybe there's a challenge in the vestibular system and we can actually use the auditory system, we can use sound to start to impact positively on the correct side of the vestibular system if we found one side that wasn't as awesome as the other. So just some key concepts I wanted to cover, and I'm excited to meet with you guys. Please reach out and we'll get something set up for an hour neural wellness checkup.